Watch Whimsy. Like. Subscribe. Ring that bell. Hi there, I'm Katie, and this is Watch Whimsy, where I review wonderful and wonky women's watches from all price ranges. Since this is my first video, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am a wife and mother and author, and recent watch enthusiast. My husband has been into watches for a long time, and with COVID and him being home, I've been watching a ton of watch videos. My favorite ones have been Just One More Watch, The Time Teller, Urban Gentry. Those are really great channels. But the thing is that I've noticed is that there aren't any channels for women's watches. And there are lots of great women's watches. So I decided to take it upon myself to learn a little bit and get to the point where I can review a few for you. I have a pretty good selection in my own collection for right now. And then as we get going, I'll acquire different ones and hopefully be able to review a lot more. Today, we're going to be looking at the Abingdon Co Marina in Great White. It is a dive watch, and to be honest, I don't dive, but most people who wear dive watches don't dive. The closest thing to diving mine gets is swimming in a swimming pool on vacation, or simply desk diving on my laptop. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. As I mentioned before, during COVID and all the quarantine, I've been watching a lot of watch videos with my husband, ones that he really likes. And one of those videos is where I discovered the Abingdon Co. It was a producer Michael video where he was getting ready to fly on a jet, and he was meeting up with this gal named Abingdon, who was a pilot. And she was talking about how she has her own watch brand. And coincidentally enough, I was just lamenting to my husband that there's not any really good sporting watches for women. There are lots of big watches, there are lots of masculine watches, but I just really didn't feel like there was anything geared towards us. And here we are watching one of his shows, and she's talking about this. She's talking about these women's watches. So of course I immediately go to her website, and I see all of these lovely, beautiful watches. And immediately the Marina became a watch that I really, really wanted. So I clicked through, and a few months later, we purchased one for my collection. The Abingdon Co. was founded in 2006 by Abingdon Mullen. She was having a conversation with some of her friends and colleagues, and they were all talking about how they wanted a really good aviator's watch. One that was not only versatile, not only functional, but also looked really good. So they decided to start the brand, and everything was history from there. They have a really wide variety of really great professional watches. They have divers' watches, they have racers' watches, they have aviators' watches, globetrotters. If you are looking for some kind of sports watch or some kind of watch that you want for function, they have a watch for you. They have a foundation that raises money to help empower women and girls to pursue STEAM. They are always posting on their Instagram these great pictures of women who are doing diving and piloting and racing cars and climbing mountains or whatever. They have all kinds of things that they pursue and that they encourage other women to pursue. They also have a scholarship program called the It's About Time sponsorship, and it awards a full paid trip for a STEAM industry conference to women 18 years of age or older. And if you go to their website, you can see pictures of past winners. They are mainly online for their shopping, but they do have a few retailers where you can purchase their watches. And if you go to their website and scroll over brand, and you will find our retailers, you can see a map of all of their locations in the United States, which is pretty handy. And now we should talk a little bit about the Marina itself. The Marina is a dive watch. And I will go more into the specs of the watch itself whenever I do the video with the review. It itself is made of lightweight titanium. It comes in reef red, yellow snapper, Bahama blue, Pacific purple, Belize black, shark white, which is the one that I have, and assumingly Caribbean green, which was the color that I really wanted. But I've been looking since I bought the watch a couple years ago, and I have never seen it actually available in this color. But it is stunning. And if I ever see it available, I will be purchasing it. So let's get on with the more in-depth review. When you purchase your Abingdon Co Marina, you'll get a box like this. It's in a slip and it opens up. And it's a really nice box. It's not cheaply made. They definitely took time designing it and making it nice, which is to me a really good sign. When they take time on the box, it means they take time on everything. And you'll open it up, and instead of all these straps, you will find your watch sitting pretty right here. These are just extra links that I had to take out. It comes with a metal bracelet, which you can see has a little diver on it. It took me a while to figure out that it was a diver because I thought it was a mermaid. I tend to live in a fantasy world, so that's awesome. It has the quick release feature. You can see that right here. Both this and the other strap that comes with it have that. But I really struggled with using it on the bracelet. The strap was pretty easy, but the bracelet I had a really hard time on. Along with the bracelet, you get a silicone strap. I can't remember, honestly, if I got to pick the color or not, but at the time I was wanting a white watch. So it worked out well for me. And you can see again the quick release right there. So those two you get. It also comes with, in the box, a card for their foundation. So that's pretty neat. And on your receipt, there's like a thank you note. And they also gave me a sticker, which I put on my laptop. Okay, whatever. It's not working. So that's everything in the box. You'll notice that neither one of the straps that came with it are currently on my watch. They are in the box, which I will save because if I ever decide to sell someday, having the box really helps with that. It makes things go easier. So let's take a look at the watch itself now. So this is the watch. It's very lovely. I think it was designed very well. Their logo of their name in the middle, it has a really good font. You can see that it's an automatic movement at the bottom here, and it has a depth for 200 meters. This is an automatic movement, but it also supports winding. So you can wind the watch with this part right here. It has a unidirectional bezel, which is pretty common for a diver watch. So that's really cool. I obviously don't use it for diving, but I've used it for other things. I've used it for eggs. I've used it to time my daughter for her classes because she's homeschooled. And I like to time how long the previews are at movies. So I've used it for that as well. So it comes in handy even if you're not a diver. And it's a nice little thing. So you don't have to pull out your phone, make a big fuss. It's just right there on your wrist. I really wanted to have a GMT movement or a world timer because my husband did a lot of traveling before COVID. This watch has a world timer. It's just controlled with the crown on the top here. So what you would do is you would take your time in military time, 24-hour, and you would set it according to that. So right now it says 6:14, but it's PM for me. So what you would do for someone who's silly like me and needs to math it, because you can't keep track of the 24-hour time, just take 12 and then plus whatever time it is. So we have 12 plus 6, so it would be 18. So we would look for the 18, which is right here on the 9, and we would turn our time zone to that, which is for me Los Angeles. I don't live in Los Angeles, but that's my time zone. And then I would know, let's say if he's in London, which is right here, that if it is 18 o'clock or 6 o'clock my time, it is 2 o'clock in the morning for him. So that would be really handy to know, so that I'm not calling him in the middle of the night when he's trying to rest or anything like that. It's a really handy thing to have. It has a quick date changer. So you pull out once and then you turn it and it changes the date, which is really nice, because I hate when I have a watch and I have to sit there and turn the minute hand for days to get to the proper date. And then if you pull it once more, that's when you get the minute changer. And then you just push it back in and you're done. So like I said earlier, this is not on either the bracelet or the strap that it came with. And that is because I have been switching over to NATO's and Zulu straps for my daily watches, which I have 2 of them. This is one, and the other one is a Breitling Super Ocean. It's orange, and with that one I have a orange and white NATO strap attached to it. It looks really neat. So what you're going to do is make sure that your strap is facing the right way. This is a NATO strap. And then you're going to loop in from the top, always top to bottom when you're putting in a strap like this. And then loop through the bottom and pull. And you're going to take it all the way to the end, like that. And then you'll see that there's a second little strap down here, and that is just for extra retention, so that it stays in place. And if you lose one link, you're not going to lose the other. And there you go. It's a really nice way to color your watch if you have a white one like I do. It adds kind of a fun pop to it. And it's really comfortable. It's very comfortable to wear. So I recommend using a NATO or a Zulu. So I'll show you how to use the Zulu strap as well, because that's the one I'm currently using with this watch. And the Zulu strap is even easier than the NATO. So what you do is you make sure it's facing the right way. And then again, you're going to go top to bottom. So you put it in the top. And then you slide it up the bottom. And you're done. Super easy. Now, these straps are cheapo ones. One I got from Amazon, and one I think was a free gift with something that my husband got. And obviously, if you get a cheap NATO or Zulu, it's going to start falling apart at some point, and you're going to have to replace it. Like you can even see right here with mine. It's all frayed on the holes right there. So at some point, I'm going to have to probably replace it. It'll rip too much and won't be functional anymore. So that is the main portion of the watch. I am now going to do a lume test. So I'm going to charge it real quick, and then I'm going to turn out the lights, and we'll take a look at it. So I charged it up, and it has an amazing glow at first. You can see that, or the whole dial glows, but it is slightly dimmer on the dial than it is on the indices and the hands. And that's how it starts out at the beginning, but as time passes, and I'd say probably only within 1 or 2 hours of having it glowing, it will start, the hands and the indices will start dimming, and then it will just kind of look like it's a big glowing blob. So if you're using it for like if you're at the movie and you want to have a watch that you can read throughout the whole thing, then you'll probably be good for that. But for overnight or anything like that, it's probably not going to be the best watch for you. But it is beautiful while it is illuminated. I really love this watch. So I'm going to put this on my wrist so you can kind of see what it looks like. I have a 6.5-inch wrist. And quite honestly, this is probably the biggest watch that I own. The thing right now is big watches. People love the big watches right now. But I'm really not into it. Big watches on me tend to make it look like I'm wearing my dad's watch, like I'm a little kid. But this is what it looks like on my wrist. It's not too bad. It's pretty nice. One thing I really like about it is that the crowns are at the 2 and 4 instead of at the 3. I tend to use my hands a lot when I'm getting up and down. So when there is a big old crown sitting right here on the 3, I tend to get a weird bruise right here. And that's interesting to explain to people. Oh, I got that from my watch. So yeah, I really appreciate the fact that they're in that position. And that is about it for this watch. I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and then we're going to head to the outro. That is the Abingdon Co Marina in Great White. They come in all kinds of colors. I would encourage you to go and take a look at them. If you are into other types of sports watches, they also have pilot's watches, and they have like world traveler watches. They have lots of different kinds. So go to the abingdonco.com. I will put the link in the description of the video. If there is a watch that you would like for me to look at, go ahead and let me know. I may or may not be able to do it. I have a lot of very nice, expensive watches on my list that I don't have for myself. So if you're looking at me doing a review for Jacob & Co pendant watch, that's probably not going to happen. But I will talk about it. They'll probably do a couple episodes of really expensive watches I would love to have, but probably never will. That's going to be all for this time. I will see you next time, and keep on telling time. Watch Whimsy. Like. Subscribe. Ring that bell.